Man, we gotta talk about it, bro. I thought it was over. I thought the podcast was over, whatever case be. This ain't even gonna be a podcast. This is gonna be me kind of venting or whatever case be about certain things or whatever. Some of y'all funny as shit. Like I've been reading some of the comments from the last podcast in reference to Jada Smith and the Will Smith situation, and it's been interesting. I'm just trying to get my homeboy. We're gonna have a quick little dialogue about some things, man. You know, because I think this is very interesting. So if y'all got some time, just listen to me real quick because we got to discuss some things. Because I done had some people in my comments and they was talking reckless, so I had to eat their ass up real quick because I don't play that shit. But the fact of the matter is, it's like this. First of all, this is a platform, a tough love platform where we talk about all types of topics. If you ain't heard about the pandemic, if you ain't heard about crime in the black community, fathers being home, if you ain't talked about goddamn education, better education, if you ain't talked about goddamn, let me see if I can get my homeboy up in here real quick. Hold on. See if I can add him to this camera. We gotta have a conversation. Because some shit need to be said, and I think some people scared to fucking say it. So we're going to say it today, right now, on your Monday, or whatever case it be. Because I got some people trying to hold themselves coming for me, and, you know, I don't play them games. We don't play them games or whatever. I'm going to try to see if I can get them in here real quick. Let me see if I can prop this phone. I hate to be walking around trying to hold this phone. But anyway, so if I can get them in here, that'll be great. Hey, man, hit the thing, send a request again so that way I can pull you in here real quick. Let me see something. But anyway, so it's been a lot of people talking about the whole Jada Smith, Will Smith situation or whatever case to be. And for some point, I think a lot of things have been said, a lot of facts have been given. However, this is what I'm noticing. I'm noticing a trend. And that trend is scary. It's scary. It's scary because when you have a person that says admittedly, openly on their platform, you know what? Hey, I messed up. You know, I was involved with another man and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I lied about it at first because people was kind of like saying, oh, y'all in a relationship, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then it went to a point where it's like, now that it's out, now that the other person, August, has now said, yeah, that's a fact. I was with this lady or whatever. It's amazing to me how many women are like in agreement with what Jada Smith did. Like it is crazy to me. It's crazy to me and it's scary. Fellas, come on now. Like I'm about right. I'm not about pro women, pro men. I'm about pro people, pro facts. So it's amazing to me how many people are saying, well, Jada already said she was wrong. But it's amazing to me that it's like we're going to ride blindly. We're going to be with her blindly. And that shit is crazy as shit. When you got people that says, you know what, despite her messing with her son's friend, despite her starting a relationship with her son's friend, she is correct. And then what they want to do is they want to point out Will Smith. Will Smith is not perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. When they sat at that red table, it wasn't about Will Smith. It was about Jada sleeping with a friend of the family who had a mental issue at that particular time or going through something at that particular time, and she offered some type of service. And that service was trying to be a healer, trying to be a counselor. Y'all stop it with the bullshit, trying to act like what that lady did was commendable. And then trying to say, well, let's not just look at Jada. Let's look at Will. Let's look at Will. No one said that Will was perfect. He even said he's not perfect. The reason why they sat at the red table was to lay out the fact that she, yes, indeed, admitted, okay, that she had a relationship with this man. However, we know that they were separated at that time, but they were still married. Okay, got it. We know that they were swingers. Okay, we got all those facts. The fact of the matter is, if you take your child, now how many people right now got children over the age of 20, but still consider them to be goddamn your children? We're going to talk right now. Since y'all wanted me, y'all got me. Y'all want Mario J, y'all want tough love, now y'all got me. Now you got my attention. Okay? Because imagine me taking one of my daughters who's over the age of 20 to a psychiatrist or to a healer or to a mentor or to a preacher. And I'm thinking, hey, listen, I'm bringing my adult child to you so that way you can help them. And this guy or this woman takes advantage and they sleep with this person. It's going to be a different conversation. It's going to be a different conversation. Oh, well, he's a male. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was getting some ass. That's what he knew he was doing. Someone that was showing him kindness. Someone that was saying, I'm going to be here either as a mother figure or as an older woman. I'm going to stroke your ego to the point where I'm going to get me some penis. If you're there to help people, it's disingenuous to do something else. And for those people that say, oh, well, I don't see nothing wrong with what Jada did. Now, I give people a benefit of the doubt. I get it. Hey, I'm going through a rocky relationship, so I decided to go do my thing. Okay, I got it. I understand. Because we human. But for those of you that's making excuses, I had a woman get on my podcast yesterday in the comments, and I'm talking to your ass right now. Get your ass over here. She gonna tell me, I don't know why y'all so interested in what Jada Smith and Will Smith got going on. That's their business. That's their personal business. And I was like, okay, cool. Hey, I respect your opinion. Thank you for your feedback. God bless. But something said, wait a minute, Mario. Click her page and let's see what she's talking about. Because in that whole mess of her leaving a comment, because she left a dissertation, right? So she said, y'all should be talking about the pandemic. Y'all should be talking about the crime in the black community. Y'all should be talking about this, and this. And y'all shouldn't be worrying about what's going on with these celebrities. So I said, everything that you mentioned, my reply back to her, I said, everything that you mentioned, I talk about. I talk about on a regular basis, right? I provide dialogue on a regular basis. So either you're not privy to that information because you don't know who I am, or you just trolling. So I go to her page. We have no mutual friends. I don't know how we became friends. But the fact of the matter is, on her page, and I put the screenshots in there, is nothing but Will Smith. Will Smith. All the things that pointed out Will Smith is not perfect. So we can't discuss what Jada did. Collectively on our podcast, we talked about everything. We talked about from the August angle, the Will Smith angle, and the Jada angle. We never said, well, Jada is a this and a this. We never called her out a name, none of that. So for someone to blindly come and say, well, why y'all talking about it on this platform, Tough Love, but you go on Derrick Jackson's page, you don't talk that bullshit because you know that his audience would have ate your ass up, right? You go on this other comedian page, this other gay dude page, but you don't talk that shit. Don't come over here with that bullshit because I'm willing to defend anybody that puts a comment in my shit that says, you know what, let's have a tough conversation. That's the problem with people. They rather be trolls and not want to talk about reality, but on their page, they got fried rats on their page. That's what's important to her. I'm going to talk about fried rats. That ain't helping the black community. That ain't got shit to do with COVID-19. That ain't got shit to do with this next wave of civil rights or human rights. That ain't got shit to do with the election. That ain't got shit to do with motherfucking bettering yourself in your relationship and worrying about the love languages. That has nothing to do with shit. So don't ask me why we having a conversation about celebrities. I made it very clear that I thought that Jada and Will was able to sit at the red table and have a respectable conversation. And it showed that black men and women can have that type of conversation without calling each other names, without deflecting too much and actually getting down to the nitty gritty. That's why we had that conversation. That's why I felt like it was important for people to understand and have that point of view. That's the reason why we did that. So don't come over here with that bullshit like somebody gonna back down. And this is not to get rowdy with one particular person. This is for everybody. It's like this. Before you make comments, understand the facts. Before you go hard at somebody blindly, understand the facts. What Jada Smith did was decided, okay, I'm going to, my relationship is rocky right now. I want to transition. I want to make myself feel good. I want to go get me some dick, period. And she got her some dick. I said she was wrong because of who the dick came from. That's what I said. I said she was wrong because she was messing with a guy that wasn't in a mental capacity to handle a relationship. And to show that he wasn't in a mental capacity is why the fuck you in the situation you in now. Him feeling a certain type of way, looking at you on the red table, giving all this goddamn advice when he knows that, hey, this is the same person that was giving me advice and she was letting me blow her back out, giving me fellatio in the goddamn movie theater. So yeah, it's definitely a different conversation. It's definitely a different energy. But if you're not going to be truthful enough or real enough or genuine enough to have a conversation, then don't come this way because this ain't what you want. You can unfriend me. You can block me. I ain't going to lose no sleep. I promise. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to allow people to attack the people in my comment section that says, you know what, I appreciate your platform. I appreciate you speaking out. I appreciate you pointing out certain things. Don't come over here talking about why we talking about it. Because we want to. We want to. Now, unless you want to go live with me and have an open discussion, shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Don't come for my people. Okay? Don't come for my people. Because when I see Derrick Jackson pandering to women and telling women, oh, well, you ain't to blame. It's all the man's fault. You that type of person that believes that men are all wrong and women are all right. I don't believe that. I stand on facts. Men do some fucked up shit. Women do some fucked up shit. I stand as the common denominator for that. That's what I stand for. I don't pander to any gender or any race. Okay? So here's the thing. I'm going to keep this real simple, okay? Mario J, Tough Love, is about actually having the hard conversations that we don't talk about in America or that for some reason is not a household conversation. That's what I'm about. It's not about just being a black voice, but I am a black voice. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I decide to run for goddamn mayor or president, then just know that you're going to have somebody that's willing to speak the fuck up and tell the goddamn truth. Am I perfect? Hell no. Hell no, but do we make strides to reach that perfection? Do we make strides as everyday citizens to reach that perfection? Hell yeah. I can't ordain or condemn what Jada did. No, but we can talk about it. They celebrities. They know what come with that shit. They know what come with that shit. But what I'm not going to do is say, well, Jada ain't wrong because men do it too. Somebody had the audacity to say, well, that's the same thing as men sleeping with young girls and leaving them pregnant with babies. I should just watch this commercial right now. Let me just watch this commercial. Listen, y'all. Let me do this real quick. Check this out. If you're a grown-ass woman or you're a grown-ass man and you say, well, the other race or the other gender can get away with it, so why can't they get away with it? If that's your mentality, if that's what you're teaching your children, stay away from mine. Stay away from me and mine. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, Jada can get away with this, or she should be allowed to get away with this because men been doing this for generations. That's what you teaching your kids. Let's be real right now. It's okay. No one said that August was a little baby. What we said was he was going through some mental shit. Okay? He had some fucking issues. And that was not the time to jump into a relationship. Somebody said, how could Jada Smith heal somebody if she was in a hurt place herself? That's the conversation. Why did she feel like it was appropriate to say, I'm going to help you, and even though I'm hurting? Two broke ass people trying to put some shit together. What's the outcome? If that doesn't encourage you to say, instead of me jumping into another relationship when I haven't got done with the first one, when I'm still emotionally attached to the other one, when I'm just going through a goddamn mixture of feelings and I don't know where the fuck I'm at right now. I just know I need something. Where it probably wasn't another broken person. It probably wasn't for you to goddamn step into the way and say, I'm going to help somebody else. Help your goddamn self. That's the message. That's the red table message. Get your shit together. mentally get your shit together. If you don't understand that, then keep on listening to Tough Love because we got shit to talk about. But stop making excuses. People are literally going out there to find all the dirt they can find on Will Smith because Jada Pinkett been outed by August. So let me help my girl out by posting a whole bunch of shit about Will Smith. Bro, we know Will Smith ain't perfect. But see, here's the thing. You don't really know what's going on inside that relationship. The reason why she went to go get her some new dick because Will Smith wasn't doing this and Will Smith wasn't doing that. Let me tell y'all bitter, vindictive ass something. Let me tell you bitter, vindictive ass something. Here's the thing. Get all the facts before you make a statement because you make yourself look ridiculous. If you're telling me that a lot of women out there would not mind sleeping with their son, young friend, I don't give a fuck. If you're 40 and you say, okay, here go a 21-year-old that hangs with my kids, I'm going to go ahead and smash him out real quick. And you say, yeah, I appreciate that. August was fine, girl. I would have smashed him. It shows the mentality of people that you deal with. It shows the mentality of the people that you deal with. Because here's the thing, if I'm a grown man and my daughters bring their friends around and they're going through something, they just lost their father, they just lost one of their siblings, they're mentally going through something. And because I got an issue with my girl, you know what, hey, since you're available, let me help you out. Let me help you out. If that's not predatory in nature, I don't know what is. How many men have rolled up on you in a club like, hey, I just really want to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just really want to spend some time. But they really just want to fuck. And then you get women that say, hey, I just want a man to be honest with me and straight up. She said out of her mouth, well, I was trying to heal him. With her vagina, you making excuses when you shouldn't be making excuses. Your kids are looking at you saying, oh, that's what mom thinks. That's okay to sleep with one of my friends that I bring to the house. You predator. He was over the age of 20. So what? How many 20 to 25 year olds that you know right now got their shit together? That really got their shit together. Hell, some of them just now starting to goddamn vote or realizing where they trying to discover themselves. So this young boy who comes from the hood, he knows himself. He's discovered himself. Get the fuck out of here. On top of death, on top of some type of sickness, you don't think that she emotionally took advantage of that boy? Oh, he's not a boy. He's a grown man. His age is a grown man. But mentally, that don't mean he was a grown man. But no one thinks about the psychology in the situation. It's just, okay, well, was he of age? Okay, well, he was. The arguments that you're making, we've already stated. But those are the arguments. You want to stay on the arguments that you think is going to benefit you. I'm just going to promote this one fucking fact. He was of age, so that means he was in his right mind. Get the fuck out of here. Huh? Because if it was your kid, if it was your niece or nephew, you say, well, he wasn't in a position to make good decisions. He damn sure wasn't in a decision to be in a goddamn entanglement with a married woman. Oh, yeah, we know Jada was wrong, but ain't no fucking buts. Ain't no fucking buts. The conversation wasn't about Will Smith. It was about Jada Smith. And if you can't have that conversation because it's too tough for you, then you need to turn your social media off. But don't fucking go on your page and say, oh, Will Smith. What about Will Smith? Will Smith's not perfect. Will Smith's like this. You so concerned about Will Smith, you're not even looking at the infractions of Jada Smith. Because that could have been your kid, somebody that you know, somebody that you love. If a person needs help, if they need mentoring, if they need healing, if they need some type of professional guidance, and you go to somebody older and wiser, in some type of way, they decide to spread their legs, open their mouth, jump on a dick, eat some pussy. If they do any of those things and you brought them to them, your adult son or your adult daughter, and they decide that I'm going to sleep with your adult son and adult daughter, and I know that they needed help, But the only way I can help them is by having sex with them. Let's have talks. Let's have some real talks. You sound ridiculous. But you're going to follow this blindly. You're going to follow this situation blindly. As long as someone says, well, Will Smith ain't this and Will Smith ain't that. Okay. Well, Jada Pinkett ain't perfect neither. And obviously whatever Will Smith did wasn't brought to the forefront. It wasn't a big goddamn catastrophe, which is the reason why they brought that information to the red table on her platform to talk about it. That was a Jada Smith issue. No one talked about how these kids are feeling in the process. No one gives a damn about them kids. It's all about backing up my girl, Jada Smith. Shut up. You sound stupid. You sound dumb. Oh, what about Will? What about him? What about him? If Jada Smith didn't sit there and say, well, you ain't perfect. That's why we can't get nowhere. Because the minute you have a conversation with someone, the first thing they do is deflect. That's why we can't get nowhere. And you wonder why there's such a goddamn rip between men and women, because instead of having a conversation, instead of promoting that one thesis, we want to talk about everything else. We want to bring up every other goddamn topic. If the conversation is about you having a relationship with this young man, that's the topic. That's the conversation. And if you're not adult enough to have that conversation, then you shouldn't be listening to shit like that. If you're not adult enough to do that. Do we give a damn if Jada go sleep with 9 people and Will sleep with 19? No. The message was really clear. If a young man needs help, if he's not in a position to goddamn mentally, if he's not mentally stable because he's lost X, Y, and Z, if you are a wiser person, an older person, an OG, so to speak, don't take advantage of the situation because you want some dick. That's what this conversation is about. And for those people that saying it's okay, it's cool, shame on you. Because you the type of people we don't want to bring our kids around. Because that's the same bullshit. Because here's the thing. August was about 20-something, right? 21, 22, or whatever case may be. Well, damn, he right at that cap of goddamn 17, 18. The law says pedophile based on this age, right? Well, suppose you take out the age and you just say, well, an older person preying on a younger person. An older person that mentally takes advantage of a younger person. No one on here is going to say a 21-year-old has his shit together or her shit together where they know themselves. It ain't too many. It ain't too many. So how can you say a 21-year-old, 22-year-old that has mental issues, that has lost, that has this illness and this epidemic going on with itself, how can you say he's in a mental state to say, yeah, I'm ready to start this relationship? You can't, that's a snake. That's a wolf. You can't come at a situation and say, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help guide you. Do you know what the fuck I would do to a pastor or to anybody that says, I'm bringing you my child, my 21-year-old child who's lost her mom, who's lost her sister, and I want you to help her. I want you to heal her. And he bending her ass over a couch talking about, I'm here to help you. If this was a man in this predicament, it'll be a different conversation. But because Jada has a celebrity status, because a lot of people say, I wouldn't mind being married to Will Smith. Huh? He that dude. I wouldn't have mind sleeping with August. A lot of you motherfuckers is so goddamn selfish and you don't look at the big picture, which is the reason why all that ratchet television is so fucking popular. Which is the reason why all that ratchet television that showcased black men and women acted a damn fool talking about fucking relationship goals. Nobody's protesting that. Nobody's hitting BET, VH1, MTV saying, we don't want to see nothing that showcases the black community in a bad light. But when we get the red table conversation and these adults, these black men and women can sit down and have a conversation and not deflect too much and not disrespect each other and even give each other a pound. Bad marriage for life. And it shows the black community that, you know what, you can have situations and have a conversation about it. That's what I pointed out. That's what I pointed out. So that way we can bring light to something. It's not just about the negative. It's about bringing a positive into existence. Having that conversation. Derrick Jackson didn't say that. He talked about, his great point was the third party and how the third party is left out in the cold. But we talked about, what about the kids? What about the mental aspect of the situation in regards to, hey, that was a young man. Listen to me. A young man in a position that he shouldn't have been in. If you go to him as a healer, don't come off, don't then show some snake fangs. Don't then start a relationship. There was many reasons she shouldn't have been in a relationship with August. There's many reasons. But instead of talking about it, it makes people feel good to say I'm supporting my girl blindly. And anybody who says something about it, you know, it's going to be an issue. Well, it's an issue then, motherfucker.